Yeah.
Rico got that vodka.
Yeah, money make the motion, got hood make the money. And bitch, I'm from the trenches, I'm trying to see 100. Ain't never been a bitch, you can't take nothing from me. And when I was a youngin', I swear I stayed on me. I'm on a mission, got me cooking in the kitchen. Bitch, I leave my pots dirty, let my hype scrape the dishes. I'm familiar with that dope, and I know that rutabaga. You ain't get no money if you don't keep a group of haters.
All right, man. Welcome to the 290 Mo podcast. I appreciate your time. If you could, introduce yourself to my viewers and listeners.
All right, my name is artist Josa from Chicago. You can find me on all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all that. Artist Josa, artist Josa. I got a new song coming out. Should be today. Should be on all platforms, as of right now. When y'all see this, it should be already out. But it's called Something, and we got more to come, so stay tuned.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. I don't know if you're familiar with the show, man, but I like to get the full story, man. So we'll start from the beginning, man. Talk to me about your childhood growing up. What was that like?
Shit. So, man, it was kind of rough. It was just me and my OG a lot of the times. Moved around, bounced around everywhere. When we did get to like a place where we were there for a minute, just a lot of negative energy coming into the life. Problems arising in the household, whether it be with, alcoholism, abuse, all that stuff. And that really did shape the way I do things now and the way I move forward, the way I treat people. But yeah, as far as I can remember, even when I was little, like my mom always raised me an old soul. So like, what she could have, because she always worked like two, 3 jobs. When she was there around, she would show me, slight music, slight, TV shows and shit, from her days. But like, growing up, we were part 2. So like my TV growing up was a VHS, or like, I remember as far as like, I think it was like 5 years old, 6 years old. Our neighbor.
You don't look old enough to know about nothing about no VHS, man.
Come on. Bro, one of our neighbors, he gave me a TV. I remember this being one of my first TV. The motherfucker had knobs on it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, as a kid, turning the knob at a fucking TV. It was like, but that's just how I was raised. My mom, she was, she had me young, 18. And most of like my uncles are old souls too. Like, so that's basically how it was for me growing up, just going through that, dealing with all that.
All right, you growing up, man, they like, man, sure, you can be anything you want to be, you know what I'm saying? So growing up, what was your aspirations? You want to be a hooper, a doctor, lawyer? When you was growing up, what did you want to be?
It's funny, my OG always said, like, you always changing what you want to be. Because, when I first, like, I wanted to be a boxer. My uncles are boxers. And one day there, I was reaching 200 pounds. And they was like, yo, come in the gym, box with us. For sure. Started to get into that. And, that shit was fun. But then, I started training people. I became a trainer after that. And then, throughout all this, I'm in high school, middle school shit. Middle school, going into high school, into my high school days. And, throughout the entire thing, the one thing that stood, like, consistent was I would always write poetry. It never failed. Like, that was the one thing that I loved to do. Like, when I would get kicked out of class, they would send me to the office. I always had my notepad with me. I'd be writing some type of poetry. I would always try to write raps back in the day when I was little.
What was the subject matter of that poetry? Like, was you writing like some dark shit? Or
oh, man. It was, a lot of it was dark. I ain't gonna lie. I had a series. It probably maybe still on SoundCloud. I had a series called, like, Suicide Notes.
Oh, you was putting the poems on SoundCloud?
Yeah, like spoken word and shit. I was in LTAB. I don't know if you know what LTAB is, YCA. So they do, like, a big poetry slam. Oh, shit. It's the biggest in Chicago. I used to do all that. Like, I was really into poetry. And then, there was a certain shift, in time where I was just like, shit, I love music. I'm writing poetry all the time.
Writing raps already.
So it's just like, let me learn how to do this. Let me learn how to make music. Because, like, I was also in the church back in the day, too. So I, like, always had an infatuation with music. Because, I would do the drums. I was on choir a little bit. But one thing I learned super quick, I had no fucking rhythm. Like, there's a lot of people who can hop on the drums. They have that perfect rhythm. I had no type of rhythm. Like, even when I first started rapping, off. Everything was off. I had to fucking really hack at everything to
That shit had
fucking,
to sound bad.
just offbeat everything. And then, I just had to work at it to become a point, to where I'm at right now. But I mean, I think it was like ever since I was like 17, 18, that's when it was just like, all right, I know I want to be an artist. I know I want to do music. This is what we're going to do. This is the craft that we're going to work on, 'Cause I knew how to do it all. Like, construction, I did a lot of things for work.
For sure.
But it was just like, fuck, I want to do music. One thing is, it was hard for me in the beginning. Because, I didn't know how to stay on beat. I didn't know what a full bar, drop 2 bars. Like, I didn't know what that shit meant, But, it was just like, okay, let me work at it. I'm going to keep doing it. Like, and this is what I love to. I love hearing my song when I'm done, when I'm complete with it and shit.
Okay, so talk to me about taking it serious, man. What does taking it serious look like? Like, what did you change? What did you start doing? Did you start researching studios? Did you have a homie that rap? Like, how did you start making this shit happen?
It's funny. So, like, okay, I was, my bad, I'm not talking to the mic. I was doing the poetry. Then I switched to, doing the raps, trying to take that serious. And I was still, at this whole time, I'm still in Chicago. And, I'm working with people, meeting new producers on my own. Met a producer, and I'm in the studio every day. Like, literally, I would come in. I would probably leave my crib around 2 p.m., get to the studio around 3. Me and the producer would stay there. I'll be recording. Sometimes I'll be helping. Sometimes I'll be shooting. Just trying to be in the music scene and stuff. And we would be there till like 4 a.m.
And they let you come in there for free like that?
Yeah, because the way it worked is, I was chopping it up with this producer. I already did a few sessions with him. And, there was one day where he was like, yo, you usually call me around this time to, book a session. What's going on? And I'm like, low key, I blew all my bread just trying to, not even thinking. I was just buying studio time. I was just here.
Shit add up.
Yeah. And I'm like, I low key can't even do it. He's like, bro, slide. So that kind of started that. But like, to me, that was taking it serious. In my head, it was like, oh, I'm in the studio every day. I'm taking this shit seriously. But it wasn't until literally this year, 2023. I'm working with one of my best homies. His name is Jameer XO. I'm working with him, and then I'm just seeing we're doing shows. Oh, and now I'm able to make from those shows, I'm making my own connections. And I'm like, okay, this is a whole different side of music that I wasn't never thinking about when I was in Chicago. Because the whole time I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm in the studio every day. I'm dropping a song here and there. That's it. But there's a whole like networking side. There's a whole, showing your face.
Side.
Like there's so many different sides to music, especially since everybody's doing this shit. It's just like, all right, there's so much more to take this shit seriously. So like, yeah, I took it serious when I was 17 in terms of like really like, I know this is what I want to do. But I didn't really take it seriously until probably this year where I'm just like, okay, I need to start doing for myself. I need to, all right, let me make this connection. Oh, hey, y'all doing a show here? Let me do that. Sure. Even meeting up with you is like, hey, bro,
So that's what you got to do, especially to put yourself out there as an artist. Still talking about being an artist, man. We talked about your subject matter when you was doing the poems, but once you start, involved into a music artist, what was that? Some of that early subject matter like? Like what type of stuff was you putting out?
Man, just basically like what I was going through at life at the time. So, man, because I'm already thinking about those older tracks. It was basically like a lot of it was just seeing my mom struggle. Really talking about wanting to be there for her. My mom plays a big part of my life. It's because she was, one consistent throughout the entire thing. It's always been me and her. But yeah, that's really it. Like, just what we've been through. Like I said, like throughout my family is, a lot of alcoholism, addiction, talking about that, poverty and making it through that. It sounds very cliche now that I say it, but it's like, that's really what it was from my lens though. Because I feel like, especially coming from Chicago, that's a lot of Chicago story, struggle, poverty. But, obviously everybody has their own unique lens, their own eyes. So That's always been my thing. Like everything I seen through my eyes, what I went through, and the way I perceived it. You know, because I feel like a lot of people will either not want to talk about some of the things that I talk about, you know, because like I do talk about, you know, whether because my mom had been abused, you know, that's something, and now that in life I'm comfortable with talking about, just because I feel like it's something other people could relate to, other people could hear, and it's just like, damn, you know, I had nobody to talk to, because when I was little I had nobody to talk to about it. It's like you don't want to tell nobody that, like you're in fucking middle school, like, oh yeah, you know, this happened to my OG. Nah, you don't want to say that. So it's just like now coming to that point, it's just like my big thing is like trying to talk about, or back then, you know, because my style has switched. When I first started, it was very much, you know, okay, what are people not talking about? You know, what in my life that I go through that I could show people? It's like, oh yeah, I made it through this shit. You know, so can you? You know.
You talked about the change of your music from then to now. Just speak about the evolution from then to now. Like, why was it an evolution? Like, why didn't you per se stick to that? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it was my area. So like I was here in Chicago when I made a lot of my earlier music. So it was very much a lot of what I was going through within the city. You know, and my family's here, so it was easier to connect to that and stuff. But so when I moved to Champaign, and I, you know, being in my own setting, like now I'm not living at my OGs no more. I'm by myself. It allowed me, I guess, a little more artistic freedom, because it wasn't like, oh yeah, I gotta rap about what's going on in Chicago. It was like, okay, you know, there's other stuff. Like now I could say a lot of my stuff is more like heartfelt music. You know, I do sing a little more than I rap now. And, you know, I just feel like that is the area I was in, you know, because when we're over there, and now I'm listening to rock bands, you know, there's a lot of rock music over there, a lot of different styles. So just learning from those people, you know, I'm very big on, like, even when I was working with producers back in the day, I was never one to like, yeah, you know, you take a hold of your music, but I feel like if I'm working with a producer, you know, this is kind of your art too, you know, especially if you made the beat. You know, we're working together. You know, I'm gonna have my ideas. You know, you have it. Like, let's, you know, work together. And that's basically how the same way I am in Champagne. Like, if I meet an artist, it'll be like, fuck it, yeah, we could do some of my style, but let's do some of your style.
That's
like,
dope. A lot of artists ain't like that. A lot of artists come in with they man on one set sound, what they going for, and then they ain't really open to constructive criticism or another opinion. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's the producer or the engineer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like to hear everybody, because, you know, I feel like you know what your sounds like. Like for me personally, like I know that I like making sad music. You know, I could, you know, do it effortlessly. You know, I have confidence to say that. But, you know, I do want to be an all-around artist. You know, I want to be able to be on anybody's track, like, and sound good doing it. So that's why I do, like, I like to hear people's opinions. Hey, you know, as a producer, what do you think about this? As an artist, what do you think about this? You know, or as just like a person sitting down and listening, what do you think about this? You know, just so I could get that feedback.
That's dope. That's dope. You mentioned OG a few times, man. It seemed like she a big part of your story. Talk to me about, has she always like been okay with you like rapping and the content you rap about, and you telling like you guys real life situations in the music? Is that something she was always comfortable with? Is that something you was always comfortable with sharing with her? Or talk to me about
yeah, I've always been open. Like it's been, like I said, it's been me and her for a minute. And
like, you ain't gonna be no rapper, you gonna be a doctor.
No, she's very supportive. She tries to make sure, you know, that I'm doing things the right way. You know, and that's all I could, you know, appreciate from her, and all, you know, I could expect, you know, because it's just like not necessarily the ideal path a motherfucker want their son, or you know, but she sees I'm into it. You know, she knows I'm like serious about it, and on top of that, like I bring her good, like it's like with anything you do, like, and you know, you go show your OG or whatever, you know, whoever, I bring good work. Like I make good music, you know, she thinks so.
Does she
I
listen
think
to
so.
it?
Yeah, she listens to my music a lot. Um, you know, she thinks I make good music. I think I make good music. She doesn't understand the music world too well,
For sure.
but you know, I always have her support. You know, in terms of like, she's never saying like, oh, I want you to be a doctor or something else. Like, nah, she's like, shit, you want to rap? You know, you better do that shit to the fullest. Then, like,
Talk to me about your support system outside of OG. You know what I'm saying? The rest of your family, are they supportive? You know what I'm saying? What's the support like? You know what I'm saying? From your immediate circle, you know what I'm saying? You feel like it could be more? You feel like...
I feel like you get more support from people you don't know than the people you do.
Facts.
That's that's all I could really say is, you know, I have my OG, but in terms of, you know, the family, you know, some do, some don't, but I can't control people's lives. Like, I've gotten, like, I'll post on Facebook, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people get the same thing. Like, you'll post on Facebook, probably one person, but it's full of a bunch of people you knew, like high school, family, friends, whatever. Shit, I'll post on Instagram or on TikTok and get more love than, you know, family or friends ever shows. So,
You know what I be doing? I be people that be like, somebody be like, yo, I saw your shit on Facebook. I'm like, why you ain't like it? You know what I'm
come
saying?
on, like,
I know you. I see,
didn't like it,
I
you
know
didn't
everybody
share it,
like my
huh?
shit. You ain't like it, what shit? Why you ain't like it? I like next time like it. If you like it so much, I'm sure.
literally, like, but, you know, that's what I've learned, especially doing this shit. It's like, I'll send my work to people, like, you know, some close friends that I think are family too. And then, you know, I'll send it to a random, like, you know, Instagram follower.
Or just
That
a random
random-
motherfucker comment on your shit.
You
or
know,
share your shit.
that motherfucker will post it before, you know, anybody you know.
You know what it is? A lot of times people, you know what I'm saying, when they see you doing better than them, or not may even be doing better than them, you might just be chasing your dreams. When they see you chasing your dreams and they, you know what I'm saying, not doing what they really want to do, you know what I'm saying? It's like they can't condone that, you know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. Because, you know, there's a lot of people that, you know, they got what they want to do, but like you said, they're not doing it. And, you know, they just get mad at other people. Like, oh, I wish I could do that. It's just like,
Yeah.
sorry that I'm doing what you
Yeah,
want to
you can't
do.
be mad at me because you afraid to step out on that limb and chase your
Yeah,
dreams. You know what I'm saying? But that's dope, man. It's dope that you got that good self-awareness and you able to navigate through all the bullshit. But let's get back to the music, man. Talk to me about your creative process. What kind of artist are you? Are you you say you spend a lot of time in the studio. Do you write only in the studio? Do you freestyle, punch in and out? What's your creative process like?
So, I've always, like I said, I wrote poetry, so I've always been a writer at heart. Like, I can sit down and always, you know, figure out something to write, whatever. But lately, like I said, I'm a person, I like to grow. I like to get better at things, you know, or get better at things that I'm not good at. So, you know, I'm around a lot of people that freestyle. So, as of lately, I have not wrote nothing because
Oh, yeah,
that's
that don't be hard, man.
it's hard. Like, I've been punching in. Like, I'll do 1 or 2 lines because, like, even when I would write, like, on my phone, that's how I do it. I'll play a beat out loud and I'll sit there and I'll, you know, start feeling the beat or whatever. And I'll freestyle 1 or 2 bars. But immediately write that shit down because I'm going to forget. You know, because I'm a forgetful person at heart. So it's just like, oh, let me get that down before I forget. So transferring into punching in, it wasn't too difficult. You know, it was just like more thinking on the spot. You know, that was the hard part. Like, fuck, okay.
I'm saying, is it hard to, like, now you got the song laid out? Do you got, like, play it 100 times to memorize it, or?
Yes.
That's the hard. That's what I be thinking about. Like, how do you memorize that shit? I'm sure.
No, literally, because when when the producer asks you, like, highlight your track or you know, double it.
Right, we're gonna go through it
And
again.
it's like, fuck. Okay, so we might have to punch in these doubles real quick. Like, like my fault. This might take a while,
you
but
can't double the main vocal.
literally, but I be thinking that. But you know, you gotta harmonize a little bit. You know, do your little thing. But no, that's the exact thought I always have because it's just like you said. Like I said, I'm a forgetful person at heart. So it's just like, oh, you want me to double it? You want me to highlight? And what the fuck did I just say?
For sure. Still talking about the creative process, man. When you create music or projects, do you like having consideration? Like, I gotta have a song for the radio. I have a song for the ladies. I gotta have a song for a Lakeshore Drive, or do you just create off the vibe?
Before I would create a lot of off the vibe, Now I'm especially because I'm like I said I'm trying to move. So like I've been working on Champagne a lot. When I was in Chicago, I wasn't doing the right things. So now that I'm back in Chicago, I want to do the right things, but I've realized I'm like, man, if I go to like a bar, like a club type bar, I can't be singing to these motherfuckers and, getting all sad on them.
On a Friday night,
You
they
know,
ain't
like,
trying to
you
hear that
feel me?
shit. They came out to be unsad.
Literally. So it's just like, all right, I kind of do have to make, and like I said, like I'm not mad at that I have to make because I'm like, I want to be able to
Part
do
of being an
turn
artist.
shit. Yeah, I want to be able to do both, all types of music. So it's just like, now it's kind of putting me in that position. It's like, okay, you kind of have to make this music, and that's what I've been focusing on. Like I just been, my bad. I've been trying to do more turn shit, more like street or like for the hoes type shit, and just trying to steer away from the sad shit. Because like I said, I could probably write one right now if I wanted to, but I know that's what I'm good at. So it's like, okay, let's get better at the turn shit. Let's get better at the music for the ladies, all that.
For sure. All right, man. We in the social media era, man. It's like everything in social media is right in front of your face. You know what I'm saying? Especially with you being an artist, self promotion is a big part of what you do, or it should be. You know what I'm saying? So, how do you go about promoting yourself as an artist? You know what I'm saying? How do you go about getting your name out to the people who don't know you? You know what I'm saying? Or
I would say the big first thing that I did, the first step that I really took was just showing my face places.
for sure.
Because I'm out. If I really want, like, if it were up to me, I'll be at the crib. If I can make money from the crib, I'll do it. If I could smoke, drink, all that, I'll be in the crib all the time if I can. But that's not life. So I had to come to a point where it was like, man, even though I don't like being out at these parties or at these functions and shit,
I'm the same way.
it's just like I kind of have to.
Kind of have.
At least meet people, network. Doing a show. The minute I've learned that the minute that you stop showing your face, the minute you stop moving, is the minute people will start forgetting. Because like I said, like even in Champagne, like the amount of artists there are in just Champagne, that small town, it's like shit. If I do stop doing shows over there,
I'm gonna forget about you.
it's just like. So that was like the biggest part of really putting myself out there. Because even since the beginning of the year, since I started showing my face, my Instagram followers went up 200.
For sure.
Not a big step, but it's just like, man, just simply showing my face, showing up. Yo, this is me. I'm artist Josa.
You gotta think about if you keep doing that 200, 400, 600, 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
So now I'm really like what you said. Now my turning point is the social media aspect of it. Really trying to put out content, in a way that's unique to myself. Because I could just, screen record my notes on the song, post it, but there's nothing original about that. You're just listening to the song, like, with today's age of media and shit, you kind of have to have that eye-grabbing, video or something that's gonna tune in people, bring in people.
Sure. People, cause it's such a short attention span. If they flick on to something and it ain't what they like or it ain't interesting, all they gotta do is swipe up or swipe left. You know what I'm saying? And then it's on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? So definitely gotta set yourself apart.
Yeah.
I got a few more questions before I let you get up out of here, man. With you being a recording artist, do you ever, find yourself having to carry yourself a certain way, you know what I'm saying? Or have to watch what you say, like on social media, like in this age, like you can't, it's hard to necessarily, what they call it, they're not blackballed, they call it like,
Cancel,
you know what I'm saying, in this era. Do you like be conscious of like what you say, like my, you know what I'm saying, I can't say this because I might have a fan that's, you know what I'm saying, like that, or do you just like, I'm just myself, take it or leave it?
take a sip to that one real quick. I don't know, bro. I think this cancel culture is bullshit.
It is. It's bullshit for sure. You can't be yourself, really.
Yeah,
sure.
I feel like, man, in my journey, somebody may try to cancel me. I'm fine with that. It is because I do talk outlandish. I say shit I'm not supposed to. I notice.
They be going back and getting old
You
tweets
know,
and
like
shit.
I'll be in a fucking. I'll be chilling with people, say some random shit, and they'll be like, "Whoa, wait, why did you?" I'm just joking. Damn, like relax. Don't take what I'm saying serious. You know, but I've always been that type of person, so I'm not scared whatsoever. Like it's life. You know, somebody's always gonna get offended. You know, I just make sure, you know, my intentions are always in the right place. I never try to push people down, never try to do any of that shit or like belittle a community or whatever. I never try to do that. I do make a lot of jokes that are, you know, a motherfucker might be.
All right, you know what I'm saying?
You
That's
know,
that.
but I stand by my jokes. I feel like, you know, if people fuck with me, you know, they're going to fuck with my jokes and my personality and the way it comes off, so.
Yeah, I'm just crazy. It's such a different time, man, just from when I was a shorty. Like, it's literally like words that we grew up saying that you can't say. You know what I'm saying? You say that shit. I say that, put it on YouTube, my dad, take the video down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Like,
get. I posted a TikTok video the other day. I don't even know it. I didn't even say nothing bad.
man,
But
we used to
immediately.
call each other this just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's crazy. All right, man. Before you go, man, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes into what you do. You know what I'm saying? From being in the studio, from writing to networking, from coming out doing interviews. What's your favorite part of the entire process?
Damn, I'm gonna pick two. I'm gonna pick two things.
Yeah, for sure.
One is the shows.
Oh yeah.
I like the shows to an extent just because I don't know. It's just seeing everybody. You know, when you're actually seeing it in front of your face, like motherfuckers listening to your music is different. You know, it's like, damn, okay, motherfuckers are actually fucking like. You know, I'm pretty sure if somebody makes a song, they're gonna fuck with their own track.
For sure.
But when you're sitting there in front of, you know, 15 to 30 people or what, let it be more, like, and you're seeing, oh shit, they rock with this too. It's, you know, it's a pretty good feeling. But I would also say the meeting new artists. Like networking is a big thing in the game in general, but you'd be surprised, like, a friend you can make, you know, the people you might meet, you know, that it will either give you a different thought on the way you make music, different thought on life, you know. Just I feel like that's an amazing part of this whole process, just like meeting new artists, you know, you know, anybody I do meet along the way, you know, that's the best part for me because, you know, it's a different insight, you know, they may say something this day that
You might learn something.
you know, and I'm always willing to learn. Like I'm not saying, I never say that I know everything because I don't. You know, I always want to learn from anybody, whoever it may be. You know, if I can learn something from you, then, you know, I call it a win type shit.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So before you go, I always feel like in every situation, it's a yin and a yang. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't always peaches and roses. It's life. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, if you could take away one thing from everything you do, if it's from having to switch producers, from working with janky promoters, to having to find music, what's your least favorite part of the entire process?
Man, I don't really know, cause like even with my entire process, like I went through my thing with a janky producer, you know, and that's part of the process. I kind of you know that I regretted the most. But even through that, I met hella people through that producer. You know, even though the reason I didn't like that part of the process is because there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna try to steer you in the direction that they want you to go. You know, for example, like I came to this producer being an artist. You know, I'm good. I can shoot videos. I know how to do all this shit. Like I learned quickly. You know, I was doing that, and he was like, "Okay, I want you to shoot this video, this video, this video," but we weren't recording no music for me. And that's like the part of it I don't like. I guess I would say is that people who are gonna try to use you for what they can. You know, especially me being like I do like. For my boys, I'll shoot a little clip for you, you know, but like I'm not a videographer. I don't do that. don't try to make me something I'm not. I'm an artist. That's what I want to do.
Respect my craft, man.
Like that. This is what I'm here for. So don't put me nowhere else.
For sure. Well, man, appreciate you coming through. If you could, one more time, plug the song that's dropping today, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
And then let the people know where they can find you, where they can find the music, where they
Yes,
can
sir.
work with you, all that good shit.
That's Something. The song is called Something. It should be dropping today. Again, it should be out by the time y'all see this podcast. And it should be out on. It is out on all platforms. Everything you could think of: Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all that. So stream that motherfucker up. Let's get this video to the highest motherfucking views.
You know that link will be in the description. Let them know where they can follow you. And
yeah, artist Josa, all platforms. Artist Josa, Josa. A lot of people think it's Joseph.
it sounds like
I know, bro. I be in the fucking, in the like clubs and shit. What's your name? Artist Joseph.
Joseph, come up to the stage.
I know it's artist Josa, Josa. Yeah.
All right, bet. In a minute, gang. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yes, sir.